Dr. Tanuj would be speaking on art of scientific publication, and to chair the session, we have with us Dr. Naveen Kumar T. I would request Dr. Naveen Kumar T, Professor and Head of the Department Forensic Medicine and Toxicology, Kempegowda Institute of Medical Sciences, Bengaluru, to take his chair on the dais. We welcome you, sir. Kindly take your chair, and I would request you to introduce the speaker, Dr. Tanuj Kanchan, sir.
Thank you. I'm honored to be on the chair here to chair the session on the next speaker who is going to come is Dr. Tanuj Kanchan. He's a good friend of mine, whom I know him from past 15 years. So we are of the same profession. And I would like to tell you that he's one of the best speaker for this session, because he can, he's the one who is best, and he's been doing, he has been having a lot of publications in national and international journals. So a small introduction of Dr. Tanuj Kanchan.
Changes.
So he heads as professor and head HOD Forensic Medicine Dean Research since 2022 to 25. He's affiliated to AIMS Jodhpur, and he's member of Fellowship of MAMS, FAMS and FAMLE, and he has received numerous awards, includes a top 2% most cited scientist of the world from 2021 to 25, 2 times recipients of Good Teacher Award at KMC Mangalore, Eminent Scientist Award by Dr. Shurveer Singh Trust Udaipur, professional experience more than 20 years, area of expertise forensic pathology, anthropology, toxicology, suicide prevention, research and publication and ethics. Publication, he has got more than 500 papers, 5 books and 25 chapters in the books, including encyclopedias. So H index 82, citation 86,402. So I don't, he has got an, this biodata, it's too less to start up with, it's more, I can tell you that. So without wasting the time, I would like to hand over the floor to Dr. Tanuj Kanchan.
A very good morning to all of you. Am I audible? Okay, fine. So, my talk, first of all, thanks to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to address this wonderful. Now, my discussion, my topic has been placed between two very important topics. One on systematic review is just got over, and the next speaker is a fantastic person, and he'll be speaking on artificial intelligence and ethics of it. So, my talk is a basic one on art of scientific publication, and I would wish to open this slide with a quote, "Hard work is the key to success." This is something which we have been hearing from our childhood days, and believe me, you grow older, but the saying always finds its way. So you go to a senior and he always will give you a saying that hard work is the key to success. But is hard work the only key to success? The answer is obviously no. You have to be systematic in your approach. You have to have an idea and smart ways of doing certain things for it to happen. So today we are going to talk about art of publication, something which is very important for us to give shape or destination to the research which we have taken up. So I will be covering my topic into what is it, how to do it, who will do it, why to do it, when to do it, and where to publish. These are the things which I will be discussing in today's lecture. Obviously, all of us who conducts a research, who are men of science, and whoever believes in publishing, obviously should indulge in this science of publishing. So you need not be a trained expert. Actually, we don't get a training for writing. We do a research, and then gradually, over a period of time, we learn how to express it in a better way and how to publish it in a good quality journals for maximum people to read it. As early as possible, instead of waiting for tomorrow, today is the best time. And early as possible, when I say, I see a lot of students in the crowd, and this is the right time when you should start thinking about it. People think that they will do their thesis, they will do their PhD project, they will take up some project, and then subsequently their teachers will guide them, and then they will publish it. No. Whatever ideas are coming to your mind at any point of time, I am happy to see that people in different courses, at the time of their bachelor's degree only, they have started to write small articles. So that is how you learn and you grow. If you have conducted a research, if you have done a thesis, then the best part is that as soon as the thesis is over, as soon as the research is over, you should try to publish it. Once you leave it, it will never happen. That is why so many of theses and projects, they go waste every year in India. Now I will be taking up why to publish, how to publish, what to publish, and where to publish. So, talking about why to publish, we all know we have our own reasons for publishing it. Some of the other reasons we will be exploring now. That is, it is our responsibility obviously to publish. Responsibility because for every research, lot of human resources and funding go waste if you don't publish it. So documentation of research finding and putting it to scrutiny of others or reading of others for their scrutiny, comments, critical analysis is very vital in research. It is essential part of dissemination of knowledge because it connects you to other people in the field, other scientists who can work on your project. Important in advancement of science. It generates discussion. Results may be positive, results may be negative. Both the ways the thesis or the findings are going to be helpful for the future researchers. So very rightly said that science does not exist unless it is published. So in most of the lectures, in most of the places, we keep talking about how to conduct research, what to do, how to select topics, how to take it up in a certain way, what should be the method and all those things. But we rarely talk about publishing it. So today we are here to discuss the different avenues related to this. So it is said that a project that is not published remains incomplete. I'll justify why. Because science is not an individual experience. You have to share it. Only when you share it, then only the consequences of it can see the light of the day. So communicating our science is as important as creating it. A lot of us are creating it, but we are not communicating it to others. And the best way to communicate to others is through publication. Now, this is the inverted triangle of research. I'll tell you why this is known as inverted triangle. So, the research triangle starts with the research idea into research proposal. You have to plan a research well, you conduct a research. Now, most of us stop here. So, there is an idea, proposal, research, and we conduct a research. Most of us stop here. What is important afterwards is you publish it. Once you publish it, it is subjected to critical analysis. Any research finding can be subjected to critical analysis only when it is published. Otherwise, it is a closed door game. After that, it goes into scientific records, and some of these are utilized for policy making. So that is what ultimate aim of doing any research was. A good or more good to the society and the country, which will never happen if you conduct a research but don't publish it. Why it is inverted triangle? Because lot of us have many ideas, but we don't change it or convert into proposal. Lot of proposals go, but research is not done. And after conduction of research, publications are not there, analysis obviously stand no chance, and never reaches, even good papers, they never reaches policy making stage. So publication, that is how is important despite of having good outcome in your research paper, research work. So why to publish? Dissemination of knowledge, it is our social responsibility. Accreditation and ranking of the institution depends on that. That is why most of the institutions are now focusing on more and more publications, more and more research outputs from their faculty members and students. Besides that, most important driving force is the personal satisfaction, often referred to as intellectual excitement. So unless that is there, there is no motivation. Obviously, you can't go far away. Besides that, at an individual level, now we saw at a social responsibility, national level, all those things. At an individual level, obviously it is helpful in getting you jobs, promotions. Sometimes some universities are starting now performance-based evaluations and incentives, and your published articles, research papers, all those have some points allotted to these papers, and this is the basis of maybe some incentives or hike in your salaries. Sometimes for securing funds and grants, when you go, they see your past profile, they see how many papers you have published, what is your research profile, and that helps you get more funds and grants for your research papers. Then it gives you national and international visibility, which can lead to collaborations. Citations, you write something, people read it, they cite it, they appreciate you, they recognize you, and you get future opportunities are there obviously accordingly. And that ultimately again would give you personal satisfaction, intellectual excitement that we talked about in the previous slide. Now how to go about it? So is it difficult? Is it difficult to publish? I think some of you who are in the beginning stage might be thinking so. Some of you who have left it because of their initial failures might be thinking so, but actually it is not very difficult if you continue to do it. The basic structure of writing a paper revolves around IMRAD, you all know it: introduction, material method, results and discussion, or analysis and discussion. And for case reports, these are two prominent types which we publish our work as either original research paper or a case report. The structure differs, very minor differences there. For a case report, introduction, case reports and discussion. In original research paper, you have introduction, material method, results and discussion, or analysis of the results and discussion, followed by a conclusion, and you have to summarize all your findings in abstract and mention some keywords by which your paper or your research area can be identified. Now, how to go about it? Introduction should be relevant, clear aims and objectives should be there, appropriate sample size should be there, standard method should be employed, appropriate analysis of results should be there, good presentation of results is required, good representation of your own work, a good discussion, literature search, valid conclusion including limitations and acknowledgement. Besides that, sometimes conflict of interest also needs to be mentioned. If you look at it, this is all ideal scenario. You keep on writing, you improve on that. Important is acknowledgements. So any funding source, your institution which supports you, any friends or colleagues who have supported you, all those people ideally should be acknowledged. And believe me, we pay less attention to acknowledgement section, but acknowledgement section gives a clue to the editor and the reviewer that there were many people involved and you are somebody who knows about publishing, and that is how you are acknowledging them in due course of your publication. So we'll take these important ones in the coming slides also. And lastly, you have references as per the journal style. Now, important in publishing is whenever you are choosing a journal, once you have chosen a journal, then you have to follow author instructions very seriously and follow the submission guidelines. Sometimes the papers are rejected just because they have not followed guidelines. Not following guidelines just shows the non-serious nature of the researcher when he is submitting a paper. Whenever in doubt, you can have pre-submission inquiries also with the journal editorial office. That also, good journals have that provision. Now, what are we publishing? We are publishing in 3 well-defined categories: original research, case reports, and review articles. Now, review articles can be narrative reviews, they can be systematic reviews. The previous topic was already on systematic reviews, which are categorized almost equally as any original research paper. So, that has been taken up. These 3 categories are the well-known ones. Besides these 3 categories, you should be aware that there are many other categories which youngsters at college level, or even when you grow in experience, you can make use of these categories also when you are trying to publish your research or an idea. These include technical note, short report, case review, letter to the editor, correspondences, brief communications, rapid communication, etc. So you have to look for these possible opportunities in different journals. They vary from journal to journal, and even if you have a small bit of idea which cannot be converted to a big research idea or big research paper, then also you can write to them, and there are chances of it being appreciated and published. Other categories include, the list is unending. There are many of these: editorial, preliminary communications, clinical practice, leading articles, personal view, learning point, images, photo case, photo file. So even if you have any personal kind of view, you have some idea, hypothesis, you can publish those things also, and they gain wide appreciation in the international community. And if you don't have much time, obviously photo case, photo file or images, they are a good solution to writing a good paper. Now, where to publish is an important task. Things are not easy, but the basic is you have to publish in peer-reviewed journals and high-quality journals. We'll see how to establish quality of the journal. So we have to publish our research in high-impact journals with impact factor, which are peer-reviewed. Something which is not peer-reviewed is easy to get in, but that will be waste of your hard work. So good thing is that you should recognize some publishing agencies like Scopus, Medline, Index Medicus, PubMed, depending on the specialities, which specialty you belong to, and then accordingly you can choose the highly ranked journals. You can try there for publishing your research. If you are not into international journals, if you find it difficult, then you can start with the national and state journals. Preferably should be indexed in Scopus, should have some impact factor. Please be aware of predatory journals. I hope all of you are aware of what predatory journals are. Predatory journals and publishers are very common nowadays. They invite you the moment you write something, or they get hold of your email through your official universities, or they know that you are in different stages of publication. They will approach you, they will invite you, they will give you good offers. And please be aware of these journals. They are making money out of your work and nobody is going to read it. And even these kind of publications have no value. That is why UGCs and universities have focused on counting only those publications which are in Scopus journals. So journal with high impact factor should be a final destination for researchers. Make good choices, not the easy ones. Please be aware of predatory journals. You can use journal finder sites like Elsevier Journal Finder, Springer Journal Suggester, and nowadays it is very easy because ChatGPT and AI, in the moment you put, you ask them for any kind of help, these simple things can come to you as to which journal would suit your topic of research, and accordingly it will help you choose a journal. Now, most of us are publishing our work in specialty journals. So whatever specialty I belong to pharmaceutical sciences. I'll have accountable few journals in my specialty. I'll be trying there. Obviously, these journals are over-flooded. Articles will be rejected, and then I'll think that there is no place to go. Either I will go for a predatory journal, or I'll shelve my research and think that nothing is going to take place now. So the obvious answer to this issue is, please think beyond your specialty journals. Don't be restricted to a society or national journal. Choose journals based on their impact in subject. It increases not only your scope, also visibility. Why I am saying so is that we all are somehow related to healthcare practices, medicine, which is a vast science, and all the specialties, subspecialties are interrelated. Something which may be not novel or not interest to you or your specialty may be of some importance or interest to other specialty. So it is always better to think beyond your specialty journals. I'll give a few examples also later. Still appears to be difficult. If it still appears to be difficult, then you follow what many decades back, Sir Isaac Newton said, that collaboration is the key. If you can't do it alone, please collaborate. Now is the word of collaboration. You can't do everything alone. You have to collaborate with people who have similar interests, who are dedicated. Please collaborate with them, your colleagues in the different departments, different institutions. And as you grow, believe me, you will be collaborating shortly with your international counterparts also. So important is in collaboration, you have to keep in mind is work with the right people, because many people would wish to collaborate but will not wish to contribute. There is a difference between collaboration and contribution. So we have to join hands with people who can contribute, not who are collaborating only for the namesake. So researchers are individuals, but science is a collective effort. Being independent is the key. Now, this is a conflicting statement. On the previous slide, I say collaboration, and now I say independent. Being independent is the key. Being independent is the key is, if you know maximum about your research, how to write it, then only collaborations will work. If the chief of the family does not know everything, then the house is going to fall. The principle is very simple. So I'll give you a couple of examples. As a PG, suppose, or as a junior faculty, you want some statistical analysis to be done, and you have to approach statistician. Now most of the colleges, they have one or two statisticians to support research work. Yes or no? Yes. So you will have to take an appointment with the statistician. You will go there, some work will be done. Either you will not find him at one go, or the things will not be done as per your satisfaction, or whatever is done, your guide or the reviewer will pose some questions on that. Again, you have to take an appointment with the statistician. After some time, you will feel like, to hell with the work, I will not publish it at all. So that is how we lose our work. Better is to have a know of the basic things what you are into. Simple things like, in earlier days, we used to go to a typist or a computer operator for typing things. That itself was a trouble, and many of us would lose our important work in between. So acquire the basic skills and work with the right people. Learn to write clearly and concisely. Till now, obviously, English is the language of science. Be persistent and tenacious, but be prepared to fail. Truthfulness and honesty, especially limitations. Whenever you are publishing in an international journal, then you should also focus on mentioning the limitations. And whatever is there, you should mention it with truthfulness and honesty. Ethics are to be maintained always. Now, what are the common reasons that we face when we are publishing? When we are trying to publish our article, most of us have faced harsh times that the paper gets rejected many times. So what are the common reasons? What they cite, the reviewers, what they cite is, research idea is not novel, case is not rare, methodology is not clear, inappropriate sample size is there, not following journal format, poor language or expression is there, too many tables and figures, ethics committee approval is not there, it's missing, there are issues of scientific misconduct. So if you have tried publishing in journals, or if you are going to try, believe me, one of these sentences is going to come when your manuscript is rejected. So now what is the outcome? Outcome is we get disappointed and dejected that our hard work is either it is not recognized or there is no way taking it forward. So handling of revisions or rejections is the art. It is a trick. Please remember, reviewers are not God. Reviewers, they know many times lesser than you. This is the truth. And reviewers are subjective. Reviewers are subjective means something which is rejected by a particular person will be accepted by another person. So you don't have to lose hope. If they have given you some comments, whether rejecting it or asking for revision, then you should take that feedback seriously. Instead of thinking that whatever you had done the best, and what does the reviewer know, what do other people know, all those kind of negative thoughts should not come to your mind. Rather, you should give a response which is point-wise to each comment, and even if it is rejected, take the comments as a positive feedback and submit it again to another journal. I told you reviewers are, this is a subjective assessment. They are not the ultimate experts. So something we have seen in our experience that something which is rejected by a particular journal gets sometimes accepted by a higher ranked journal. So we should not lose hope. So handling revision and rejection is very important. There should be a tolerance for criticism and failure. Please remember that criticism is not insult. Okay, criticism, many of us take it as in a very negative sense, and it seems to us that as if we have failed. It is not like that. You have to take it in a positive way. Look at the aspect, look at it from the reader's aspect. Whatever we are doing today or tomorrow is always the best to our abilities, to our thought process. But now it is being scrutinized by people who are reading it. The reviewers are one of these. So please start to think from their point of view. If you are there pointing something, then you should know that because they give you a different perspective to the same work. So that will help you. Now you have to judge the level of criticism, how much it is justified, and what you are going to gain from the criticism. Anyway, you are not going to lose anything. So these reviewers are actually helping you grow. Quickly extract lessons to be learned from failure and then forget it. Now rejection is a part of the process. If somebody says that he writes and it gets accepted, it is not possible. The person is either telling a lie or he has never tried itself. So rejection is a part of the process. Today you might have seen in my CV that I have number of publications, maybe 500 or so, but then if 500 publications are there, then I am very sure that at least 2,500 times I would have tried. And the rejection rate and failure rate has not improved. It is the same, believe me, because competition keeps on growing. So if I had to wait for a publication for 6 months in 10 years back, today also it has grown only, and now I have to wait for 2 years, because now more and more literate people, more and more people who have belief in publications are coming up. So a lot of new ideas are there, newer generations are fast, technically sound, so they are a tough competition. So rejection always will be there, whosoever is there. You try, it will be rejected, and that only gives you experience and you become expert. So that is essential part of success. Nobody is born expert. Everybody becomes expert by experience, and experience comes only through rejections. So learn to withstand criticism, be open to the comments from your colleagues, reviewers, editorial office. Self-motivation obviously is the key in these difficult times, and a positive approach will help you. Persistence is important. It keeps you improving. What you avoid is intellectual impatience, pessimism, author conflicts, misconduct. These two are very important. There should be no conflicts or no ethical issues in your work. If that is the case, then the authors are blacklisted, and then there will be no great future. Serious scientific misconduct will not be covered today in these classes, but you all know is plagiarism, falsification, fabrication of data. These are the three major issues which we have to keep ourselves away from. And other than these issues, at our personal level, what we frequently cite as issues for not publishing or difficulty in publishing is, often we see people saying, we don't have enough material, we don't have enough time, we are overburdened, we don't have any good library facilities, and there is lack of quality labs, there is lack of quality work. All those issues always are before us. But these are, in my opinion, these are all excuses. You have to look for material. Material will not come to you automatically. You don't have a particular kind of patients. You collaborate with a hospital which has patients. They'll be willing to collaborate with you. Time is always a concern. Nobody has time. India is a country where it is very suited this line. We don't have time. I think Shashi Tharoor once commented that India is a country where nobody has time, but nobody reaches in time. So everybody is late. So don't bother about time. If you want to do something, you will get time. And we do so. We have doctors who after clinical practice are seen in pubs. After that, we have people who are roaming here and there. It's all on interest basis. You have to drive a balance between entertainment, duties, and what you derive pleasure from. So, lack of quality of work, I have put emoji there because we have to have belief in our work. No work can be small or large or of bigger magnitude. We may have international laboratories which can have better output, better experts than us, but that doesn't mean that we are not better than anybody else. If we are better than other people, then obviously we have some meaningful things coming up for us. So, if there is lack of quality of work, international people would not be collaborating with us. They will not be coming to India for research. Everybody has limitations. They too have limitations. You don't have material, they have no material at all. They are looking forward to you for material. Okay, so don't underestimate. Basically, the message is don't underestimate your work. If you don't value your own work, then you are not going forward anytime. Inadequate guidelines and training, facilities inadequate, finances are inadequate, workforce is inadequate. All are excuses. If you start working, these will not come into way. What more guidance and training you want? You have frequent workshops, trainings, and your university is conducting this event so that you learn about doing all these things. So everything is there in front of you. Only thing is we are not recognizing it. That is the problem. So real problem lies within us. It is lack of vision sometimes. More importantly, it is lack of belief in publication science. We don't believe in it. So lack of self-belief, belief in our work, and so we prefer to spend time complaining about the system. So I was meeting some intellectuals in Delhi in a award ceremony recently last month, and all of them were talking about what quality of work they are doing, and it has made impact in the country's economy and all those things. And I told them, but where is it going? They have not published it. Nobody knows about it. It is only in a closed door meeting that when they are showcasing that they have come out with some brilliant idea, but it is not known to other people. So that is what is lacking in us. So there is no time for complaining. You have to start doing, and all the complaints you will see that they go off on your own. On their own. There is nothing to complain. You have all the facilities, all the material, all the time around you only. Only thing is you have to start to see that it is there. Now we have a curious example of 3 publications. I have given it as a curious example of tuberculosis because now the first publication came in 2007 by 3 authors who wrote an article on sudden death due to tuberculosis. It was published in a Journal of Forensic and Legal Medicine. These 3 authors are, one of them is a pathologist who is senior to me, and 2 are my colleagues, or both seniors to me. That is why I know this case. So once this case was published, all the peer group criticized them badly, and whosoever was there around, they told, what is this publication? Tuberculosis is so common in our country, and so many deaths are occurring due to tuberculosis. And this international journal published from UK is publishing a case of sudden death due to tuberculosis. Either the editor and reviewers are blind, or the journal is rubbish. So that is how they discredited the paper. So obviously these authors would have been disappointed, but then okay, they carried on. Now you see, after 3 years, one author is common. They have published in the same journal a case series of tuberculosis related to sudden death. So after 3 years, again their paper is published in international journal, and other critics are criticizing. They are doing their work. They are criticizing the work, and this person has published a case report. And lastly, you see, after another 5 years, one of the author of the first paper, from the same institution, tuberculosis burden at post-mortem, Lancet Infectious Disease, 2015. So, what do you infer from this? We are nobody to judge or say what is important, what is not important. Something which is not important to us, which is very common to us, may be rare to them. Now think from a point of view of a physician in UK. When was it that they had seen gross findings in a lung of a tuberculosis patient? Not really. They have seen it in books, pathological picture they have seen in books. They have not seen those elaborate descriptions in today's time. So maybe that was the reason why it was published. And obviously it got published in Lancet, then you can't query on the intellect of the reviewer and editors. So some of the suggestions which I would have is to go for original prospective research, If you are going for original research, let it be prospective, and methodology is the most important aspect. Your methodology should be very strong. That is what actually is seen by the editor and reviewers. If you are going for a questionnaire study, then use standard questionnaires. If you are deriving a questionnaire, then let it be vetted by your colleagues and other groups. If you are going for retrospective studies, we often see the same studies are being done in this college, that college, retrospective study of accidents, suicides, and like that. They keep on doing on a small sample size. They should be novel and they should be done on a larger sample size. If you are doing a case series, then all the cases should be detailed. Basically, whatever you are doing, you do with some conviction, truthfulness, integrity, and confidence. That is what is the key. And if you do it with the conviction, then reviewers and editors, they are able to see that. I am sure about that. So, you have to analyze your observations. Before I think we are into concluding parts of the topic. So, there is a small, to keep it in a lighter vein, there was a practical session in a psychology class. The professor showed a large cage with a male rat in the middle of the cage. Some of you might have heard of this story. So, this is a professor is showing a research results to his students. He is trying to do some research. So, professor has kept a piece of cake on the side and kept a female rat on the other side. The male rat ran towards the cake and ate it. Then the professor changed the cake and kept some bread. The male rat ran towards the bread this time. The experiment went on with the professor changing the food every time. And every time the rat ran towards the food and never towards the female rat. Professor concluded, this experiment shows that food is the greatest strength of all attractions. Then one of the students from back rows said, back rows because backbenchers are usually very innovative in the initial stages. Sir, why don't you change the female rat? She may be his wife. No offenses to wives. I could have put anything else here also. She may be his wife. So, is it not a methodological error what we are thinking at? Yes, it is. So, critical thinking, right, intelligent interpretation of observations is very important. Because that is what reviewers and editors are doing to your paper when you publish it. Whatever we are doing, we feel very happy about it, we feel strong about it. But only when it is put to scrutiny of others, then it sees the real light of what is important. So, last word of caution, there is nothing like a magic wand or a shortcut to success. You have to keep working hard, and self-belief are the only ways to go ahead. So, you start, think, analyze, plan, try, do again, keep on doing, and then obviously success will be there. And that is not only for publication science, that is all throughout our life. We have to follow the same path, and then only there is success coming our way. So, anybody who is starting, I see a lot of students there is a lot of promise the country has in you, and you all have capabilities. We have a lot of resources now in terms of computers and technological advances. So, it is not very difficult if you have a belief in that. Only thing is you have to focus on that. And for those people who say that we have less time, we don't have much time, we devote a lot of time in typing long messages on WhatsApp or social media, all those things. I am very sure with that much of writing you can make out you can come up with a nice paper also. So, thank you very much for the patient hearing. Knowledge is a collection of facts, wisdom is knowing how to apply the knowledge. Thank you very much. Any questions? I am in time, I think. Yes.
The house is open for questions from the delegates.
No
Hello,
questions?
sir. Yeah. Very good talk. The reason being you have been positive throughout the talk and also given your own experience of how persistent you were in the 500 journal publication. So this gives a positive note to many of us here, the beginners and the students, that we have to be persistent. And I would like to understand, we are in such a rush that we keep publishing in all the journals which keeps offering. But then, do you say all journals which take money are predatory journals? We are still unable to recognize the predatory journals. They still say that we are indexed in this, indexed in that, and any note on that? how to identify?
See, firstly, nobody says, everybody says that they are the best, and predatory journals are masters in that. They calculate impact factor on their own, and they have some dubious websites. Their journal names are matching with some other, those things are there. But if you can go to, see, all of us will be knowing about our specialty journals at least. If you can go to PubMed to search for journals, check for the journals. If you can go to the Scopus, Scopus is the easiest one. If you can go to the Scopus and check the journal, then you can easily find out. And easier ways are like how old is the journal. For example, the journal is coming out first or second year, first or second issue. Obviously, it is not being well read. Now, the journal may have been started by a good publisher, that is true. But why do you want to waste your hard work into a newly claimed journal, newly started journal? So, small things that comes by experience. Predatory journals, actually, long time back, there was a Beale's list of predatory journals. I don't know, many of you might not have heard. There is a Beale's list of predatory journals where you could have clicked that and you could have got the list. And this person who was a librarian from US, he used to continuously update the list. But the predatory journal lobby is so strong that there were lawsuits against him, and that person himself has gone into hiding and the list has vanished. So there is no list to search for predatory journals. But what you can do is you can look for the publisher, you can look for how many years old the journal is. Usually these predatory journals are very young. They are into their first or second issue, and you can look at the articles which they are publishing. By the simple glimpse of it, you will come to know that they are not of standard quality. And I am looking forward to people publishing in high impact journals. That is very easy to find. So you have to go to Clarivate Science or Web of Science and look at the impact factor and start publishing there. My message is very clear that you have to start from the topmost journal. Whichsoever is the topmost journal. Whether you believe in your article or no, it doesn't matter. You have to start from the topmost journal, and they will reject it fast. It may happen, you go to the second one, third one, fourth one. I have tried myself, some of the papers which I thought are not of good quality, I submitted those papers in an ordinary journal. They rejected it. Then out of sheer hopelessness, I submitted it to a higher journal of the rank of BMJ or Lancet, and they accepted it. So there is no science, there is no logic. It is your luck also sometimes, the way of writing also may matter. So that is what I have a message about. Try something big. You are not going to lose anything. Only thing you said was you lose on time. So for that, the solution is that once you start doing it, you are in a cycle actually. Initial 2 years are tough because your articles are being rejected. But once that cycle is there, some are rejected, some are accepted. So you have to pass that lean phase, initial phase, and once you are across that, that is why collaboration helps. If you are doing it alone, see, I have faced the practical problems. If you are doing it alone, then dejection, disappointment comes in very fast. Because your hard work, sometimes Indian editors and reviewers are very harsh. So another advice is go for international papers, international reviewers. Sadly, our people will write comments like, this is a worthless paper, not worth publishing in any journal. They will put comments like that. That is very disappointing. If you go for an international journal, even if your paper is bad, they will very politely say that you could have included that, you could have added that, adding this would have created a value for the paper. So that motivates you, that teaches you. On the contrary, many of them, there is improvement in our people also. They would keep it for 7 months, and after 7 months they will say that this is a worthless piece of shit. So obviously you will never come up again. So better is that to go for right kind of journal which take lesser time in transit, and that cycle keeps on going. Your friends and colleagues who are interested in it will help you, because alone it is very difficult to take that challenge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tanuj Kanchan, for enlightening and being very precise and accurate methods and methodology in regarding the publication of a research. With the thank you note, I conclude this session. Over to the organizers.
Thank you.
We'll give you 1 moment. Thank you, Dr. Tanuj and Dr. Naveen, for carrying out this session so well. I would like to request our Dean, Dr. Pushpa Sarkar, to kindly come up and hand over a memento of appreciation and certificate to our speakers and the chairs. We would like to extend a very hearty thanks to Dr. Tanuj for coming here and giving us the talk on art of scientific publication. Thank you so much, sir. Please accept a memento and a certificate from our side as the token of appreciation. Thanks to Dr. Naveen T for coming and chairing the session. Thank you, sir, for being here with us today. Thank you all the dignitaries.